You're probably thinking AI has hit a wall. Same chatbots, same answers, same boring demos. But Google's about to drop something that doesn't just talk.
Everyone's talking about GPT-5.5. But while you're distracted by OpenAI's latest features, Google is testing something that doesn't just answer questions. It executes. It acts. It completes entire workflows without you touching a keyboard. Gemini 4 is hiding in plain sight, and almost nobody realizes what's coming. The agent reality hears what everyone misses. Current AI is reactive. You ask, it responds. Even the best models require you to be the bridge. You search flights, compare hotels, check your calendar, fill out forms, copy information between tabs. You're doing all the work. Gemini 4 eliminates that entire process. It's built on Think, Act, Observe loops, the same architecture that powers autonomous agents. Not chatbots, agents. Example, you say book a weekend in Lisbon. Gemini 4 searches flights across multiple carriers, compares hotel prices in your preferred neighborhoods, cross-references your Google Calendar to find open weekends, books everything using Google's Universal Commerce Protocol, sends calendar invites to your travel companions, all without you opening a single tab. This isn't theoretical. Chrome's Autobrowse feature already does a primitive version. It navigates websites, fills forms, completes purchases. That's powered by Gemini 3. Gemini 4 is that capability multiplied by 10. The difference between GPT 5.5 and Gemini 4 isn't intelligence, it's execution. GPT gives you the answer. Gemini handles the task. Completely different product category. The specs nobody's discussing. Let's talk numbers. Gemini 3.1 Pro ran on roughly 300 billion parameters. Industry estimates put Gemini 4 at 10 trillion parameters. That's a 30 times jump in raw compute. Why does that matter? Because agentic AI requires massive processing power. Navigating a live website that changes dynamically needs more intelligence than generating static text. Understanding cause and effect in the physical world requires world model reasoning. Predicting how actions cascade across multiple systems demands enormous computational resources. 1 million token context window. That's your entire Gmail history. Your Drive files, every past conversation, all held in active working memory simultaneously. Compare that to GPT 5.5. Excellent reasoning model, incredible at coding, but it lives inside ChatGPT. Separate from your actual workflow. You still copy-paste between applications. You still manage the integration yourself. Gemini 4 is embedded in everything. Gmail, Calendar, Chrome, Drive, Workspace, Android. The AI sits inside the tools you already use every day. No switching, no copying, just direct execution. The 4 pillars, 4 technical capabilities make this work. First, world models. Gemini 4 understands physics, not just recognizes objects in video. Understands cause and effect, predicts how objects interact in physical space. Second, real-time reasoning. Website layout changes, flight sells out, the system catches the error, rethinks strategy, finds a workaround, without asking you for help. Third, persistent memory. Remember that 1 million token context window? Gemini 4 recalls your preferences across weeks, not just sessions. You never re-explain yourself. Fourth, ecosystem integration. This is Google's killer advantage. Universal Commerce Protocol connects Gemini directly to third-party checkout systems. It moves seamlessly from your Gmail inbox to external booking sites, from calendar to payment processes. All native integration. GPT 5.5 has none of this. Claude Opus 4.7 has none of this. They're chatbots with reasoning capabilities. Gemini 4 is an operating system for digital execution. The competition landscape, let's be fair. GPT 5.5 dominates pure reasoning and data analysis. If you need deep analytical work, it's still the leader. Claude Opus 4.7 owns long-duration coding tasks. Hours of coherent logic. Incredible for complex development projects. But neither competes with Gemini 4 on execution. They're tools you talk to. Gemini 4 is a system that manages tasks on your behalf. The real question isn't which AI is smarter, it's which AI integrates into your actual life. For most people, the answer is the one already in their browser, their phone, their email, their calendar. That's Google's structural advantage. They don't need to convince you to switch platforms. Gemini 4 will ship inside products you're already using. Chrome, Android, Workspace. You won't adopt it. It'll just be there. Working, handling tasks, becoming indispensable. The timing issue here's the honest part. Nobody knows exactly when Gemini 4 launches. Google I/O 2026 runs May 19th through 20th. That's the preview window. Developer beta likely mid-2026. Full public release probably Q4. November or December. Prediction markets show 88% saying no to a June launch. They're right to be skeptical. A model this complex needs extensive testing, safety protocols, enterprise pilots. Agentic AI that actually spends money and clicks buttons, the stakes are way higher than chatbot mistakes. Google will roll out carefully. Enterprise and developers first through Vertex AI, then consumer Gemini app, then Chrome integration, then Workspace, then Pixel devices. Staged deployment over months, not a single launch day. Smart money is on Q4 2026 for wide availability. That's 6 to 7 months away, but developer access could start as soon as June if I/O goes well. The workflow transformation this changes how work actually happens. Developers stop writing code line by line, start managing AI agents that write code. Gemini 4 plus Google's Code Assist tools push hard in that direction. Analysts and researchers get reports in minutes that used to take days. Deep research already shows what's possible. Finance, consulting, investment research, all directly impacted. Everyday productivity is where most people feel it first. AI drafting emails, managing calendars, booking travel through Chrome, small tasks that add up to hours per week. Then robotics. Google's Gemini Robotics division is working on AI controlling physical machines. By late 2026, expect real-world automation, not just digital tasks. Physical execution. The flip side, jobs change dramatically. Privacy becomes harder to maintain. Security risks multiply when AI has actual execution power. These are real concerns, real trade-offs. But the direction is set. Agentic AI is coming. Gemini 4 leads that wave. The safety framework granting AI the ability to click buttons and spend money changes everything. When AI just talks, mistakes are annoying. When AI acts, mistakes cost money, damage relationships, create real consequences. Google's approach is human-in-the-loop confirmation. Gemini 4 navigates, fills forms, prepares actions, but pauses before irreversible steps, requires your explicit approval before any financial transaction, before any sensitive action. This slows down automation, but protects against catastrophic errors. The balance between speed and safety. And despite the hype, Demis Hassabis is explicit. Gemini 4 is not AGI. True human-level artificial general intelligence remains 5 to 10 years away. Multiple major breakthroughs still required. Gemini 4 is a tool, an incredibly powerful tool, but one that needs human judgment in the loop. The role shifts from executor to overseer, from doing tasks to managing systems that do tasks. The pricing structure expect tiered pricing. $20 per month Pro tier for standard users. $250 per month Ultra tier for enterprise power users. Similar to current Gemini Advanced structure, but with agent capabilities included. A PI pricing likely around $5 per million input tokens, $25 to $30 per million output tokens. Competitive with GPT-5.5 and Claude Opus 4.7. But the value proposition is different. You're not paying for text generation, you're paying for task execution. For businesses, that changes ROI calculations entirely. An agent that completes analyst work isn't competing with ChatGPT Plus subscriptions. It's competing with employee salaries. The ecosystem lock-in here's what makes Gemini 4 strategically different. Once it's integrated into your workflow, switching costs become massive. Not because of subscription fees, because of dependency. If Gemini 4 manages your calendar, books your travel, drafts your emails, coordinates your team meetings, replacing it means rebuilding all those automations from scratch. That's the moat Google is building. Not better AI, deeper integration, higher switching costs, more dependency. OpenAI and Anthropic can't replicate this. They don't control your operating system, your browser, your email, Your calendar. They're selling access to models. Google is selling an ecosystem. So what do you do right now, while Gemini 4 is still in development? Start preparing workflows. Identify tasks you do repeatedly. Booking processes. Report generation. Email responses. Calendar coordination. Data analysis. These are prime automation candidates. If you're technical, get familiar with Vertex AI. Start testing Gemini 3 capabilities. Build prototypes. Understand the API structure. When Gemini 4 drops, you'll be ready to scale immediately. If you're non-technical, map your digital workflows. Where do you spend time on repetitive tasks? What requires you to bridge multiple applications? Those are the friction points Gemini 4 will eliminate. The exact workflow templates I'm building for Gemini 4 launch are available in the community link below. Step-by-step processes for common business tasks. Calendar automation, travel booking, report generation, email management. All ready to adapt when Gemini 4 goes live. Gemini 4 isn't just another AI model. It's a fundamental shift from reactive to proactive AI. From tools that answer questions to systems that complete tasks. GPT-5.5 dominates reasoning. Claude Opus 4.7 dominates coding. But Gemini 4 dominates execution. And in the real world, execution matters more than intelligence. The company that wins isn't the one with the smartest chatbot. It's the one whose AI disappears into your workflow, becomes invisible, indispensable, irreplaceable. That's Google's play. And if they execute it correctly, Gemini 4 becomes the operating system for the agentic era.